Hey everyone, it's Christine here. Welcome to my channel and welcome my Geminis to your April monthly zodiac reading. I'm just clearing the space and clearing the cards. A few quick housekeeping messages. I want you to remember that this is a collective reading. Please take what resonates and leave the rest. Always, always, always trust your intuition, trust yourself, practice discernment, and listen to the guidance that you receive. Know that energies are fluid and people have free will. And this reading is for anyone that has a sun, moon, rising in Gemini or any other major placements, including but not limited to Mars, Mercury, Venus, North Node. So, without further ado, let's get started. It's already nighttime here. It gets dark quickly. Whew, you've all had a long week, Geminis. I feel like my mental space is discombobulated. Like you're mentally exhausted. It's not even physical exhaustion. I'm getting mentally exhausted. And it could be because you're an air sign, and I feel like a lot of you have been communicating a lot more this week with people, because I just see a lot of channels opening. And there's just a lot of talking and communicating and movement. Some of you are just now starting to meet people in person. I'm getting for professional and work reasons, but also social. And that in itself could also feel like physical tiredness. But many of you are just wiped. Like your headspace is wiped. So we are currently shuffling, well I am, the Ancestors and Angels Oracle deck to see what guidance they have for you all for the month of April. It's so weird, the different energies that I pick up. With you, I just get you all just laying on the couch and just like with your head back, and you're just like letting everything just kind of go around. Like you don't even want to think. Okie dokie. We got one card that just came out quite quickly. These are excited cards. I feel like a lot of messages are waiting for you. Let's pick one other card. What messages do my angels and ancestors have for my Geminis? When I say that, I don't mean mine. I always say mine, but... Oh, these are beautiful. I've never gotten these cards. We got Elder. Move beyond ancestral patterns. Look at this. This is beautiful. Look at Aboriginal. Some of you may be from Hapless ancestry and Aboriginal ancestry. Those look like armadillos, turtles. Armadillos, turtles, snakes, lizards. They may be your spirit animals. We also got Peacekeeper. Let go of the need to be right. I intuitively get Earth sign here. Even though you all are Gemini, you may have other placements in Earth, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Libra. I immediately get for Peacekeeper. Some of you may have other placements. Let go of the need to be right. Some of you are just now working with ancestors, but I feel like I'm not getting that. I do feel like many of you are working with ancestors at this moment, and they're helping you with working through and healing ancestral patterns. But I feel like this has to do with your own self-limiting beliefs. Obviously carried, I'm having now trouble speaking, obviously carried down from your lineage. And it's you that's going to be healing this. You're working through these patterns. These ancestral patterns can take many, many forms. They could be not communicating clearly, ghosting people, abandoning people, operating on a completely ego-driven level, being greedy. The list goes on. There could be other patterns too, addictions, different types of coping mechanisms. They're going to be very personal for every one of you. I get this is also dealing with intergenerational trauma, some with oppression and racism if you are a person of color or from a historically excluded, marginalized population. Whatever it is, your ancestors are guiding you and you're going to be working on this. So some of you are currently, have been, or will be triggered by a shit ton relating to this ancestral pattern or many. So if it's issues of abandonment, for example, you may be tested and put in scenarios with new people coming into your life or with those that currently surround you, where these different situations will come up where you will feel like you are abandoned. Maybe someone doesn't return your call when they said they would, or you're going out with someone and they're like, I'll call you, and they never do. And the feeling of abandonment comes up over and over. It's because you're meant to work through it and heal it. And it's like an onion layer. Same thing with boundaries and your value and your worth. The universe keeps putting you in these positions so that you learn. And hopefully you learn before it continues into different areas, because you're going to have a collection of different people coming in to test you. And the universe does that to make sure you've learned your lesson. But your ancestors are loudly saying that they're here. I keep focusing on that armadillo. Do you see it? The armadillos have hard shells. They're fiercely protective of their boundaries, of themselves. One time I was walking in a trail and there were 4 of them. It was fall time. There were 4, almost like in a square. And they heard me and they all like jumped and dove into their den. I had no idea they could do that. It looked like they swam into the earth. But I feel like your ancestors are guiding you and they're protecting you. Many of you are currently undergoing transformation. I feel like many of you have snakes or love snakes too. Many of you have protective barriers. Many of you have grown up in dysfunctional homes. You're people pleasers, codependents. You're enmeshed, recovering, past, present. I'm not getting future, like this is what you're going to become. I'm feeling this is something that you've grown up because of your family system. And a lot of you have put walls because many of these animals have hard shells. I would say the armadillo, even the snake to a certain degree, because they shed their skin and they transform. Some of you don't show the real you to the world. And again, it is an attribute of Geminis because of the twins aspect, right? And some people say the shadow aspect of Geminis, they can be duplicitous and show or be hypocritical and have 2 sides to them. But I think too, there's an element of sometimes people pleasing. It's really about getting clear on your values and what's important to you, and also realizing that many of these are wounds that have been passed down. So many of you are healing at this moment, or really going through different experiences that deal with, it could be 1 or more ancestral patterns. Usually we work at them 1 at a time, but it varies. In my experience, a lot of, for example, in 2021, the pattern that I had to heal was my value, my worth, and it presented, looking back, I was like, oh my gosh, how did I not see the signs? Some of you don't want to talk. I'm getting that right now. I'm having difficulty like getting words out. Some of you are just quiet and you don't want to talk. A lot of you have been talking way too much this week. Not in a bad way. You just communicate a lot in your professions. And many of you I'm getting are natural talkers, talkative people. You love socializing. You are air signs after all. Communication, and Gemini is ruled by Mercury, so it makes sense. I feel like a lot of you just want to rest your vocal cords especially and just take a time out. Let go of the need to be right. I feel like this relates to a lot of the patterns that you're experiencing right now. And this is preventing you from really learning the true lesson, what it is you're trying to learn. And it's based on ego and fear. Especially when we keep having repeated patterns come up. I feel like this month alone, my Geminis, you're going to be healing a lot. And this energy of Aries, which really focuses on us, it's good. it's a good thing to have this, because it allows us to really get clear on not just our priorities, but how we can help ourselves heal through different events, different traumas that we may have experienced, and those that have continued like a legacy in our ancestral lines. Just because I see different cultural groups and identities pictured doesn't mean I always get or pick up those energies. I picked up Aboriginal, not this, it influenced it, but I don't pick up any natives or indigenous cultures energies. And I'm not saying that you don't have any relation to them. I just wanted to clarify that you could, but I didn't pick up. And I know that this is the white buffalo. It has a symbolic meaning in the natives, indigenous cultures. And I'm not aware of all the spirit animals. No. I get this is beyond a spirit animal. This is different. And there are so many different types of indigenous, native, tribal communities. I feel like this is deeper. I got it's like a totem, but it's not. If you know, I would love the clarification. There's something very, I'm getting like holy new beginning blessings with this white buffalo because they're rare. Most buffaloes are brown. I had to say that. And there's a smoke here. Do you see that? It's like a pipe with smoking. There's a cleansing here. I feel like this has to do with your healing. Healing of ancestry. A lot of you may practice different indigenous, native practices and cultures. Be sure to attribute to them, but I feel like a lot of you may have ties. But I'm getting something about the buffalo. It's not so much about the particular indigenous native community. It's about the buffalo. There's something about the buffalo here. It's like an old spirit, old soul. It's like a guardian that's there to assist you right now in this healing process. It's funny because I want to say like a healer, like a curandera, but we don't have buffaloes like that. Okay, I'm shuffling the Starseed Oracle to see what messages they have for my Geminis for this month. Okay, ready? What messages do the Starseeds have for my Geminis for the month of April? What messages do my Starseeds have for the month of April for my Geminis? What messages do my Starseeds have for the month of April for my Geminis? Okay, we got one card. I'm going to get another one. What message? I got an overwhelming feeling of tiredness. Many of you are just emotionally depleted. I feel like a wave was, you know, when you get drowsy after taking a particular medication like Benadryl or anti-allergies or anything like that, I'm getting that feeling right now, and I haven't taken anything. I just had a strawberry smoothie here and my water. Okay, we got it. I feel like you all are ready, like, to rest, like you don't want to deal with anything right now. Many of you are intuitive. We got this. Maybe it was with Capricorn, Lemuria, creating heaven on earth. It's happening. I'm getting to some of you have to ground yourself. Many of you are receiving so many downloads, so many intuitive messages that it's literally, it's driving you up the wall. You're like, I can't handle this much. You're getting so much information. Ground yourself. Literally. Put on music or just listen to the earth's natural sounds and go out and walk. Just walk. It doesn't matter. Put your sneakers on and just take a walk, even if it's in your hallway with fresh air or to your favorite place. I feel I have to say specifically for you Geminis, earth, walk. Like get out with trees. Even if it's a paved cement trail, go walking. Like go. Just put one foot in front of the other. Visualize your spine, your root being grounded to the earth's core, and set that intention and ground yourself in that way and just keep walking. I say at least 15 minutes. That's what I got in my head. You can do 7 minutes in, 7.5 minutes in, 7.5 minutes out. The other card we got, trust the niggle. What is that niggling feeling trying to tell you? This to me just screams Gemini, because I feel like this is you, and then you have the twins come out. It's your mind. It's literally like you trying to make a choice, and you're like, yes, no, yes, no. And it doesn't have to be a black or white answer. It could have different outcomes. But I feel like you all are within your head about there's choices. A lot of you are making life choices. This could include your spiritual path, your mission, but I'm getting your general life choices. Some of you got the niggling, the inkling, the feeling like, I've been at my job for a long time. We're talking long. Should I move somewhere else? Should I look for another job? Should I do something different? The same with location. Some of you may want to wander different depths, explore the unknown. Some of you may have Sagittarius in your chart. You may have Sagittarius in other elements. A lot of you are exploring bigger things right now, bigger themes, bigger topics. And I feel like it has to do with you healing right now, these ancestral patterns that you yourself have been going through and dealing with. And you'll know what they are. Okay, Moonology deck. How ironic we got that card. It screams Gemini. This is truly about trusting your intuition. But it's hard in our mental landscape when it's so crowded and even overstimulated. Sometimes we can't discern between intuition and just our thoughts going on overdrive. So that's why it's really important to cleanse ourselves, especially air signs. I really strongly suggest water and earth are really important, especially for air signs. I'm a Libra rising, Libra sun. And I have like 6 other placements of Libra. And I'm a Virgo moon too. I can be in my head a lot. And I'll just tell you, after going to nature, it's like a cleanser. I literally feel like I took a nature shower. My mind is free. It doesn't matter. Usually when I don't listen to music, the effects are even more pronounced. But even when I listen to music, it's like a release. Turn the phone off and I just let the music play. And it cleanses your mental space. It's so important for air signs. I also suggest journaling or writing. And I don't journal enough, but I know when I do, I just get everything out and I can journal a lot. I once wrote like 30, 40 pages because it's so therapeutic. You have to find a way to get what's in your head out. Okay, what messages does the moon have for my Geminis for April? What guidance do they have for my Geminis with moving beyond ancestral patterns, their intuition, with trusting themselves? Wow, we got 3. Some of these we got before. First quarter moon in Gemini. Your card came out. Speak your world into being. There's changes coming. There's 5 butterflies here. Look at this. Your 3rd chakra. Oh, look. I feel like this is up close card. Speak your world into being. I definitely feel this has to do with healing your ancestral patterns. Many of you are going to use your voice to do this. We also got honor your feelings, Pisces. First quarter moon in Pisces, and then we also got full moon in Aries, cool your emotions. I feel like your emotions, your feelings, they're on overdrive. Temper this not only with water, but with earth. Some of you may have Aries in your chart, may have Pisces in your chart, may have other placements in Gemini. This is all about like your mental landscape. A lot of you are just in your head, emotions, feelings, and a lot of you are not able to speak it right now. I feel like you're having a lot of trouble discerning what to say, and you're not trusting yourself. This has to do with some choice you're making. It's like a life choice of where you want to go next. I feel like many of you are at that juncture. Many of you may have, maybe in your early 30s. I'm getting early 30s, mid 30s. Anywhere from like 27, I'm getting to 33-ish, 35. But it doesn't mean that you can't be younger or older, no. I feel like when you take a break, when you take some time to sit with some of your feelings and get it out of your system, really like find a way, whether that's talking. I'm getting writing though. I feel like many of you are talked out at this moment. Because if you do talk, you're going to say something that may not come off in the way that you want it to. Take some time out. Wow. This choice that you have to make a decision on, I feel like you may be dealing with some internal conflict about it because of these ancestral patterns that are repeating. You're getting triggered. Some of you are trying to make a decision out of fear. And when you do that, it usually doesn't end well. Whenever you call anything into fear, anything in with fear, I'm having difficulty speaking right now. Whenever you are calling anything in with fear, you can inadvertently manifest fear. So bring in things that you don't want. So that's why it's really important to kind of create that clean, calm slate. Let's see what guidance the angels have for my Geminis. I feel like you all know what you want to do. Oh, we got 2 cards. Power and intention. Yeah, you guys are being guided by some major ancestors in your lines. Very different. It's coming out differently, but similar to Capricorn. You all definitely are going to heal the ancestral patterns, and you have ancestors guiding you and angels as well. And many of these beings have a lot of, they're strong beings. But I also got, there's a no. So there could have been a decision that you're currently making. Trust the niggle. It could have been a no, and you're fighting with that because you may not want to trust that or believe it, or you may try to change your own mind. This has to do with your reaction. I'm getting has to do with the way you're responding, reacting to something. It's like a choice that you have to make. It's a life decision choice. This is going to look different for everyone. They got like a new shift in career, a new move. You're just wanting newness. I sense Sagittarius here. A lot of you want to travel. Go beyond the horizon, expand. A lot of you are not tapping into your intuition, but again, I feel it has strongly to do with the chaos in your head right now. You really have to take a step back. Literally cool your emotions, but also cool your feelings and honor them. There's self-care that's needed, an element of self-care right now. Whatever it is that you've been wondering about, this may confirm it. I'm trying to see so it doesn't glare. A lot of you are powerful manifestors. But some of you are letting fear get in the way. This all has to do with, it circles around some of the ancestral patterns. These are all too related to your self-limiting beliefs and what you think you can or you can't accomplish. But there's like a quote about a train. If you think you can, you can't. I just got a train in my head. A lot of you are holding yourselves back. But yeah, you can just talk and a lot of things will manifest because a lot of you are strong manifestors. But you have to be coming from a place that is not a fear, but from love, peace, joy. And I don't say, oh, just pretend. No, you can't. Honor those feelings and get clear and work through them. It's okay. We're not always going to be in that state of joy, of love, peace, and happiness, and all of that, rainbows and sunshine. There are moments and times when you drop down on that energetic scale consciousness, and you do have to feel those emotions. But that's what helps you. When you feel your emotions, you embody them, you can transmute them, and you can help heal those patterns. For so many of us, we have different layers to heal. There's intergenerational trauma, ancestral trauma, and patterns. Especially if your ancestors, it's like they want me not to say anything, especially if your ancestors experienced major traumatic things, events, genocides, conflicts, wars, atrocities committed against them, different forms of abuse, physical, emotional, sexual, domestic violence. We carry on in our DNA, right? There's so much empirical work that has been done on this. It's interesting because I get to the air signs and it's like I'm having trouble speaking. I feel like a lot of you need to rest and just recalibrate. When we do that, like literally hit the reset button, it changes things and we can come out completely different version of ourselves, like in a different vibration. We're pulling the last card here, Self-Care Oracle. What self-care be best for my Geminis for this month of April? I totally feel like my speech, my tone has almost slurred and has slowed down, which is weird. All I'm drinking is my water. They're dead serious. If you all, some of you may not have ancestral practices right now. Now's the time. This is your calling. Look at this. When we reduce 1 and 4, it reduces to a 5, which is change. A lot of you are undergoing change. You're about to make a life choice that's a big life choice that's going to change things. But it also means moving through these patterns and healing them as well. And it's not going to happen in one day or 1 week, just to let you know. These are things where the universe keeps bringing you circumstances, and eventually there will be moments where you're not triggered anymore, where you don't feel it. And you're like, wow, something's different. It's because you've been able to heal it. Excuse me. Look at this. And look at this, even reminds me of, look at the synchronicities here. Is that not, I don't even have words. Look at that. Your ancestors are helping you. Your third eye, a lot of you are working on that or developing it. Many of you have to get grounded. You see the little tree there? Many of you have to root yourself. But your ancestors are strongly connected to you right now. This speaks Gemini to me. Wow. Wow. I hope this reading was able to help and resonated with someone. I would love it if you could like, share, and subscribe, and I appreciate your time and energy and space, and I will see you soon, my Geminis. Bye.